other side, though, NRG with this Neon comp, Na'Vi should be a little familiar on how to play against Neons, given the prevalence of that for foot. They played quite a few times.
Did manage to get to him.
I'm out of here.
Pushed him all the way back into B link where he can't stay. He falls off immediately, and there's a big seize. Nade as well. Doesn't
Threw it,
catch
though.
him because the speed of Victor.
Back, see the value in the space. Being able to get past that. Finesse able to get the first. Now Sugetsu dancing around the utility. Looking for help. Trying to buy some time. The spike hasn't been committed. They're going to rotate out.
Just tapped it and pushed back. You can see why Victor wants to go there.
The Paranoia's ahead of it, though. And that might buy enough time. Once again, the pendulum swings. This time back towards C, and this time into the hands, into the laps of Zipan.
There's not those util combos, though.
Does he have help? Can he deal any damage? No. Drop by Artis. Saw him taking a little bit of damage there. Crashes this time. Second time's the charm. Gets the spike down C.
I mean, they went around the world there multiple times, where the world is only C and B. But they've got full advantage, 5v3. The retakes were tough for Na'Vi on that defense on Ascent.
And now we'll get to see if they're able to hold it off. Victor the first on the swing. Victor gets the second. A beautiful round for NRG. Prime Gaming flawless.
Breeze combo. You saw the C's come in, it almost caught them. Victor's just slightly too quick. But mostly on their attack side, not so much on the defense. And they abandoned it so fast that you didn't really see evolutions of it, so I'm interested how this plays out.
Did Finesse tuck behind that haunt towards A? There may have been a little bit of misdirection. And off of that, it looks like NRG want to rotate that way.
Okay, but they are getting the orb for Shao.
They've pushed up. I don't think they realize what's on the other side of this. Finesse getting the first. Bit of a hold to Shao, not able to land the shot.
Usually tough for them to escape this position, but Finesse pops his orb up, allows him to fall back into the util. By the way, another very crucial change here is Angel's playing on the controller and Shao on the Killjoy. The big problem, the biggest problem for their Lotus compositions and the meta in general for Na'Vi has been the fact that all the double controller comps are also played with KJ.
Sure.
And because of that, that pure Sentinel from Sugetsu, it's tough to continue running because he's the Viper for this team. So Shao's been left in a role crisis, and you could see it come to a head right now as he's playing KJ, rather than the initiator, rather than the controller that he's been so good at.
Deep flash and the Paranoia. Angel nearsighted with 70 HP, looking to take a fight around the wall. There are a couple heads just on the other side of it. He's not able to find any of them, though. And now with 10 seconds left, the rest of the round feels like a formality. Oh, I don't know how he hit that second shot, man.
Opposite of the wall right now. You heard Doombros talk a lot during that halftime interview, or between map interview, about how they have something prepared specifically for NRG. Wonder if that factors into how they're using the Viper walls on this defense.
Very well could be the case. For now, NRG attention towards A. Finesse creeping his way forward. I don't know that they're going to be expecting his position to get to in the face of Paranoia. Has to drop a molly. And the utility, the way that NRG uses utility is so overwhelming. It's so oppressive.
It's not just the util too. It's the amount of times they're tapping this door.
Yeah.
They've tapped it 4 times already in this round. On pistol, they tapped it 4 rounds on the C side.
It's the scratching of nails on a chalkboard. You have to address it. You have to respect it. But you so desperately want it to stop. And Finesse patiently waiting for as long as he was. Gets a kill. Angel, though, sucker punching Artis.
Spike planted.
Definitely doable here for Na'Vi. Again, their retakes have been struggling, but that's a start from Angel.
That's clean.
And takes down Crashes too. The thorn in their side is saw him that one though this time.
Finesse is still in a position
That's ridiculous.
to play hero if need be, but he ultimately falls. 2v2 now. Som re-exploring. He's going to be going in through panel. Victor's already fallen, but I don't know that they're going to be expecting Som's position.
That nade is horrible.
Why would you expect another there?
And he will be. the thorn in their side again. At this point. I mean, that's brutal. That nade from CNET, I have to say.
The clutches have come in bunches for NRG. We're early on the second map, the potential for more. You see the slight buyout for the defense. Just the Bulldog in the hands of Angel.
I mean, you start to look at more of those situations go in NRG's favor, and you're looking at a blowout here on Lotus.
Mind you, this is the attacking side. Maybe not to the same degree as we talked with Ascent, but attacking side should be favored here.
Of course, Navi, great at resetting the mental, great at being able to come back in these situations, but on Lotus, it's one of these maps that they have struggled with so often, and again in a retake.
Familiar territory, but not certainly one you want to see again. Sam creeping forward, spotting Angel, dealing damage. 5 HP for the leader for Navi. Ultimately falls to 0 as Sam once again causing problems. Another flawless round for NRG.
Prime Gaming flawless. Those double smokes on the site, one was the defensive one was the bulk of it. To consider how these ults are going to be used from NRG, not really even addressing the game plan.
3 ults to him, the lockdown, the Seekers, and then Victor's Overdrive.
I like what they're doing, doubling down on the fact that they're getting up into A main. That haunt, that one-way combination is allowing them to farm orbs.
Different Viper wall too, you see how far up it goes, sectioning off B. But it seems like they want to NC. Once again, the tapping of the door and Crashies falls. How many pump fakes are we in for this time, Bala? Already had one towards B. This time they invested the lockdown.
The lockdown this time.
Yeah.
No chance they actually pivot back off of. Saw him very low HP. Is this pick good? Yes. Covers both waterfall, but it does give them some space to work with on the backside of the spawn exit.
There was no funnel behind that Prowler too that was intended to provide some info in the pit.
There's so many key ults, one pip away from Navi. They're not going to have time to actually activate those with a kill.
All 4 members of NRG, with the exception of Artis, tucked in the pit. Oh! Cena trying to find space, catch him by surprise, and he cannot. Pit's still up, Pit's still in play. Sam with 41 HP. Both players separated! Sugetsu finally taking him down.
They're giving up the pit though, going for mollies instead.
Both fire through, Artis with 2. He's gonna have to do it on his own. And with 2 bullets left,
To get half.
Lip runs dry, jumps up, tries to spot him! And Artis gets all 4!
What a moment for Artis. Again, Sugetsu's really finally, he comes alive in that moment. Makes it really difficult. And you can see the NRG players. This time though, finally those ults, you can see, there was no ults last round. This time they have 4. NRG challenging.
Remember, it's just Pistol Swarm. They do have 3 rifles, There is a little bit too here, and one of them finds value.
Victor seconds away from saving him with that fast lane.
Gotta be careful here. The turret's gonna provide some cover, but Navi have taken so much space down C.
He just broke it.
I've got your trail.
They're kind of trapped in right now.
CNED? Not able to find it, not able to land it with the ult. And they're gonna push back into the space that Navi had taken. Lockdown cleared, members of Navi cleared.
Got rifles upgraded though across the board.
3 still in play. He wasn't able to find anybody.
Oh, no.
Showstopper. The Phantom cannot either. Second time's the charm though with 6 bullets left. Finds another. 3v2 in favor of Navi.
Crashes gets off here and allows Finesse to work this flank. The alarm bot was down.
He's so far up. Zipham's gonna be the first to contact.
Moments like these. Mid-rounding from NRG. Finding gaps. Finesse is all the way through spawn. He's not even gonna get caught by Angel. They put this into a very workable, if not advantageous position NRG has because of Finesse's flank.
As a Molly, you just saw the orb used.
And despite the fact that that bounced a few times, it's still perfect. Maybe a gap on the left, but should be fine.
Crashy's just got a flash up too. Position to perhaps get info up in heaven.
This is an odd decision though, because he commits into pit, into the drop down. So he's isolated from Finesse.
Angel's so weak. CNED not much better off.
Same decision being called from Navi, splitting up as well.
He's gonna hear him. Waiting, there it is. Shots delivered. CNED in, a 1v2, a chance to play hero, and he cannot, as Crashy shuts the door on the round.
It was 7 in a row on the second half to close out the map. Now you're starting again, 6-0. I mean, those pistols, in the last map that Na'Vi strung together.
See?
He gets shut down in the clutch.
Oh, this time Angel shutting down Victor. Paranoia traded.
The shift out of the timeout for NRG has been hit this A side hard. And the adjustment is not there from Na'Vi to start pivoting. That nade, that C is over towards that A side.
Recalling my ball.
And don't forget, Artis used his lockdown 3 rounds ago, now back active.
Xiao's gone exploring. Once again, the turret to provide some cover. Meanwhile, the rest of the fight ensues towards A main. Na'Vi are able to hold the line. They get 4. And a great response.
For all 4
Got him.
remaining players.
Spike down A.
Find
What's the approach for NRG here? Heavy towards C. And another opener for NRG.
Victor's neon is disgusting. And there you see, because the presence was so heavy towards C, Angel thinks he has a little bit more space, but the battle between the 2 IGLs. Finesse gets the better of him again.
And that's got to be so miserable for a defense to know you're not winning fight C. At the same time, you're losing fights A. You're not really gaining any traction anywhere. Ziphan spotted. Fight taken out of him. Trying to trade it.
He's the only one here.
He's
Still
not
gets
around
it.
for long.
But they also get another kill
player standing.
on the other side. Oh, and CNET just has to shrug at that.
We'll get the spike down, and again, it looks like NRG will hit
Spike
7.
planted.
Tough position too. He knows Finesse is going to be hitting that lurk after getting CNED.
You just have to know, right? It's Finesse, too.
It's hilarious too, because Finesse, I mean, has definitely struggled. He comes into this tournament as one of the lowest rated players. But consistently, when you watch NRG, he is finding rounds like this.
Yep.
Big multi-kills. Surprisingly, in the Americas League, he had some of the highest 4K totals out of anybody. Not even going to attempt it. So Finesse will just end with the 3. And if history so far in this match has been anything to go by, that blowout will come to reality. Which is crazy, again, considering all the way back towards Ascent, how we were thinking that reality was not going to favor NRG. They had to spend a lot of the time out talking about how they want to counter. For Lotus in general, when you got a KJ lockdown, it's almost always going to that C side or maybe a push-up A tree. But the C one is just so effective. You already saw it once from Artis. And they do insert Victor to open up that door and take control of Mound very carefully. Oh, I mean, he just went out with no smoke, nothing there, active.
It's bold.
You should run.
Bold, but it works. There's the lockdown that you were just referring to and how effective it is. They rely on it here.
Oh, I love this.
Me too.
From Sugetsu.
Not only is it the pit from Sugetsu, but look at the space that they're taking
I
mid.
think that timing might be awful for him, though, and they're already taking pit. He does have space in spawn, but
Sam is in it.
he just recovered it.
He just bullied him out.
Oh, gosh.
Shorty, but he's decayed.
That was a crucial fight for Sugetsu to win. Without that tool, they can't retake the site, but there's a counter pit at the same time.
Site littered with green goo as the spike ticks. How do they flood their way in? Artis playing off site, but once again, everyone huddled up close. Sugetsu swinging around, not spotting anything yet. He's got to go into the pit. Both teams, like Navy SEALs, creeping their way forward cautiously,
They're going to save.
carefully, and you're right, they're out.
That's crazy.
What a wild round.
And Victor's looking for exits, too. Can he get both? Yes! That decision to save, all of a sudden, they're thinking and scratching their heads. We should have gone for that. If this is the outcome, that we come out with only a single gun.
Mentioned a couple of rounds, Ball, of the possibility of a snowball, the possibility of a stomp. It's 8-1 in favor of NRG right now. It was a 6th round.
We'll have a different haunt up on top of the pillar, but everything considered here from NRG. They don't even budge a little bit based off of different util being thrown out. They were so well prepared for this.
Trailblazer paves the way for Victor to not only take some space, but also clear the alarm bot that was intended to be defensive towards B.
One way refreshed. Multiple players here. Both the KJ and the Viper. Could be a deadly combination if they get. They don't have a molly actually, Sugetsu.
You see both from Xiao. Waiting, and Sugetsu's already fallen. There are the nanos, they're procced. Try to find space, try to get through it, and they cannot. Xiao's combination of utility holding him back for now, but he gets peppered through the box. Not able to find anything else. Zipan's rotating over, and he has the Nightfall.
Gives up his position here. Som can get away. They're gonna push up.
There's the Nightfall. They want to go aggressive here. They can't hear a thing. CNET finding one with the Phantom. That's all it is, oh dear. Som once again in a clutch. Spotting Zipan. The silence of the moment deafening. As now Som hears him and Zipan's on the flick.
Going for Na'Vi. And I say finally because it was a massive string of them. Throughout the entire series. This round was crazy. I didn't know who could not hear what. Keep it under control though.
Aggression from Na'Vi towards B. CNET, the first there. Victor waiting on the other side. The Prowler finds a kill. And off of that, NRG decide they want to re-explore. They want to go straight into the space that Na'Vi just found success in. And it's quiet. It's contact. CNET 8 HP close by, not able to find anything else. Seekers invested from Crashies.
NRG is just so good at having a variety of ways. Look at Crashies. Let's get canceled. Oh!
Angel looked at him too. 3v2 now. Once again, numbers disadvantage for NRG. Is there the potential for a clutch?
Finesse looks to want to break the door actually, maybe pivot, but they're corralled right now.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Cautiously, Artis gets a spike down. Sugetsu creeping. The potential for chaos as Artis gets the first. 2v2 now. Finesse still a little weak. It's all eyes on Artis. He's gonna have first contact here. Actually, the wall isolates him. It was all on Sugetsu to find the value, and he does. Very well played to play around his utility to isolate the kills.
Finesse is using that wall to create a pocket. For Artis is just so beautiful, but wouldn't be the end of it.
Yeah, by no means.
Lotus is attack-sided.
It is. CNET with an op this time. He's up forward by himself, too. They know where he is. The rumor to provide cover as he tries to take the door, and he takes Finesse with him. That nade is good. Buys some time, but Artis still gets the kill.
Damage done. But Victor gets on the racetrack. Plant the spike and Crashes goes for a little too much there.
Angel's high ground was too much to deal with.
This time the lockdown won't have a chance to get broken other than that flank attempt from Som. And now he's put his team in a 2v4 situation where they're already going to be defusing before they even get out. And it's not planted for them.
No, I mean, the round is done. There's no way through. No matter how pissed you are, you're not winning this round.
All the momentum. Let it slip a little bit. Despite CNET, by the way, he should have been dead without even one there. That was all the way back at lock-in when they played this fade raise. And they had some really good set nades. That haunt is ridiculous, by the way. The tech shown, but Artis not peaked.
Only tagged one. CNET wise to it. You see the paranoia as they try to take the fight through the door. Som and Crashies both, with Victor not far off.
Such good understanding of the control that they have on Mound there with the one-way. Again, NRG displaying a mastery of strategy. Just like the pistol on Ascent, slowed down to a crawl.
Cover going out.
They're just gonna re-hit as soon as that smoke comes back up from Angel. A flash to come through. He's got this in the bag.
Yeah, he was done. No real chance to counterplay there.
That orb is fantastic, by the way. Very difficult to do anything because you have to jump out once you get out of it.
Crashies has no flashes to pop out of
Whoa.
it. Victor going forward. Crashies with the first, and that's all it is. The pistol for Na'Vi.
Very well done, though. On the side of Na'Vi, specifically Angel. And there was even a safety valve there with the flank from Suget.
That pesky one that he can be.
I think that wall was actually jump spottable. And Na'Vi are throwing out. You got to be careful with those. There's so much pros and cons for all of the different Viper wall on attack that you put down. And one can cover stairs, one can actually cover heaven when you actually hit the A side, one can prevent the jump spot. You actually see it right now from Som. Even when that wall goes up, he has a little pocket to peek a little bit.
Just over a minute left in this round. You saw the first orb picked up mid by Na'Vi. Seems like that's all they want to do for now as they turn their attention towards A. Nade, the molly, and the door. I mean, they're fully committing to this. They've invested everything.
That's a really good nade and haunt combo right there. Not using a seize, doesn't have it in this round, but that nade pushes them into the haunt. So the players who are pushing in tree have full awareness of what's going on.
Sugetsu tucking inside the smoke in the face of the flash, drops the molly. Xiao gets the kill.
The orb coming up at the same time too, decaying them all.
Very nicely done.
And if you allow these post plants to get set up from Na'Vi, they have so many tools. Not that NRG didn't, of course. We didn't actually see much A-side pressure from NRG, other than looking for picks in that. In the mid-round, they were always falling off. Heading towards B and C, Na'Vi not doing the same. A whole map holistic approach.
All things considered, very clean for Na'Vi. They keep all their weapons.
Because of the way that they buy up. That's become full meta at this point, where they're struggling. And look at this push, 3-man into B. Trying to disrupt the bonus ideas from Na'Vi.
The turret was there. Xiao was close by, but Sugetsu's the casualty.
He's in a position that that turret is not going to be active fast enough for him to react.
The defense rotating A. You've got Crashies with some utility. Waiting on the other side of the panel. I think they may push him.
They didn't need through the panel to clear, so they have that space now. Got to look for more picks in this 4v5. This is where NRG was shining in that first map. Na'Vi have yet to really display the same.
NRG patient on this. Crashy's only able to take one. His artist is smoked off. Has to give the space up.
You see him pinging so he can go for that spray on anybody jumping up on him in between reloads.
What is Angel up to? Just cleared so much space, but he's not able to get a kill. That would have been devastating.
That stun is disgusting.
Yeah, and Zipan is way too much heat to deal with.
And he just stunned up the entire room.
Victor's got 3 on the round. Xiao's left alone. Paranoia is soaring by his face, but Artis is the one who gets the kill. No bonus this time.
No bonus ever. Out of the 3 attempts. Na'Vi really strong. Obviously, it's about a quarter of the time. But still, Na'Vi out of those teams, and especially given what we've seen so far.
One enemy remaining.
Now, they really haven't been just waking up. Good morning.
Early haunt as Na'Vi go towards A. And once again, mid pressure from NRG. Remember in the previous round, it was a peak. They got the kill. This time they funnel in, they take the space. And much like we saw a couple of rounds ago, they have Na'Vi corralled, controlled, and honestly confused. They don't have any options on where they could go.
We've seen so many situations where NRG has put them in the pen. This time, though, they don't actually continue to tie the noose.
Som dropping down. Seized. Oh, did he get away? Not enough time.
Imagine, though.
That would have been insane. Finesse finding the kill that Som could not.
They've arrived now, actually, from the flank down to the site. Are they really going to make a go at this?
Seems like they may.
This is crazy.
Victor the first, Finesse the second.
What?
He finds the kill falling from the heavens. 2v2 now. He's going to swing his way out. Finesse with 3. Victor, 1v1, has to land the shots. Did not get it to half. 9 bullets. He's got to go. He's got to go fast. And Sugetsu keeps him back.
On foot. Found a bicycle somewhere on the map. Because that was quick. It almost works out. That's crazy. Immediately is very important. Not allowing any streaks.
That's an excellent way to start the round.
I mean, to take down Crashies, yeah, 100%. He's crucial, by the way. I mean, as the solo initiator on this map, the Neon comp relies on having this guy alive.
It's a lighter buy, but Finesse was so far up. You see where he once stood. Off of that, Navi are going to funnel in to C, take the site, get the spike down. Plenty of time to spare.
And even if things get hairy, Xiao has the keys to solidify. You want to make sure that you keep that up, though. That lockdown is what I'm referring to. He's so far back that, yeah, you definitely don't think that he's even thinking about it. With the rest of the players staying on site, you can tell they want to prevent that sort of situation from happening.
Question is, does Victor pop the ult here? Perhaps too much time has passed. Saw him with the Guardian not finding anything. Oh, he finally does.
I think maybe if Psalm stays alive there, maybe he goes for it. It's still a 3v5, excuse me. There's no way with the eco.
No, difficult task. Victor picks up the Guardian. Artist still close by.
Okay.
Phantom, get out of there.
Nice, light armor too.
Last player standing.
I don't want to give up a kill there from Artist. I'm not sure how far he is. Doesn't have any presence there. It looks like Sugetsu will end up rotating towards A after he throws the orb, but no, actually. And no aggression out of NRG, so mostly cleaning up these early hits. And NRG have swapped this wall over towards this C hit. Remember, I was commenting on how Na'Vi were using that in anticipation, but it's because of this lockdown. Key thing here is Sugetsu has his ult because he picked up the orb. Remember, Artist was the catalyst for that, going for that kill. Sugetsu gets it.
Oh,
Can't melt there.
they get through. They take a little damage off the Molly.
That's 40 damage done to both CNET and Angel.
They're going to have the pit, but Crashies has his ult.
Oh, and this pit actually allows them to come out of Waterfall, and with this mound push, there's space for them.
CNET able to get the first. Som has fallen. You see Xiao playing very far off so he can fight Mound. And that's exactly what he's going to do, but he doesn't really get a chance at the fight at all.
CNET with his showstopper's key here.
Angel just narrowly staying alive. There's the showstopper, and it gets two! The defenses from NRG crumble as CNET gets four, and it's a round for
They
Navi.
put the wall in that position. And that wall is great for retaking through mound when this pit is so advanced out of the side of Sugetsu, where he has failed in the past.
Once again, aggression. This time much more committed. But the haunt, that's what throws the brakes on the hit.
A shift on the Viper wall too, towards the seaside. Finesse just jiggling, trying to prevent this again. Orb comes up. There's no KJ util here.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen this before. We just saw this. The Roomba first, the Molly traded.
It's the light buy too, so Na'Vi have the opportunity to take the lead in this map. Has not. It's been eluding them the entire time.
Nick is close by, and it's just a stinger! He gets them both, and then the ult, but instantly stopped!
And Spike is down in control for NRG. It all falls to pieces.
Oh, what a thrifty round win would do to the momentum of this map.
Especially speaking as the first time, the first opportunity to even take that lead in the first place.
Can Xiao and Sugetsu clutch this out?
I'm concerned that door open actually obscures Som. Som can open it at any point.
Can they win this 4v2 with the spike out of reach? So close, yet so far. Wall goes up. Crashy's patient. No spam yet. Has a Vandal here. Fear of being traded instantly.
Door's open.
There it is. Finesse with the first. And it's a thrifty win for NRG. And that very well
They
could
definitely
be.
considered that. As he TPs through, it's Victor, excuse me. Those are 2 free kills.
And there's a lot of Na'Vi presence A. Into that op. Angel. Flashed. TP's around. Do they check him? They do. I'm not going to find value, but Crashies gets 2. Now Som looking to triple dip his way into another kill in the face of the room, but not able to land the shots.
It's a great swing from the 2 Na'Vi players there.
It was.
Finesse. Turret spots him. Definitely had an opportunity there. But there's no holes for Navi's setup.
Whoa. Late wall out from Sugetsu.
But nobody's there actually to spot from NRG that wall going up. And at the beginning of the round, you had confusion in the NRG camp about where that Viper wall was because he's been switching it between the C side, between the A side.
That's a very good point. You're right. Artist with the big one.
Why is CNED by himself there? And thinks there's way more space available than there is, and that's because the two players are anchors. They're KJ, they're Viper.
If they commit B, they're going to be having to deal with all this utility that Artist just set down. You see the alarm about the nanos. There it is. Buying time with 30 seconds left. It's a 1v1. Finesse against Shao.
Look, he's running already towards the A side. He's going to hear the panel break.
He's ahead of it. I don't think he's going to get there in time to cut it off, though.
I think Shao should hear him. He's planting the open.
The Molly and the shots for Finesse. Just a step ahead.
Why does he need to gamble to make sure he can maybe get back past stairs? And again, CNED there. After losing that Thrifty, they definitely split up.
Wow.
Another battle again. Victor still with the op.
There's a lot more presence here, though. It's a clash. Angel made the same play. Just on the other side of the wall. Victor walks into his death. This time Navi far more successful. Artist finding a blind one, though, looking for the second to spam through the smokes. Leave Navi worse for wear. Not only is that 2 kills, but look at Angel's health.
These late round kills from Artist too. It's Artist and Finesse again in the same situation. Last time Artist was able to find CNED on a walkabout.
If I'm not
mistaken, they're grouped.
Well, if I'm not mistaken too, it was a 3v2 again.
Yeah.
This
All
time,
up, they're re-clearing here.
They're so far up. As soon as the wall goes down, the kills will too. Angel with 3. Zipan gets the last.
You can see concern on Finesse's face, as he thinks that play should have worked. Not only that, but NRG really committing to this A side push. Both sides.
That was a very
8-4 for NRG, but now it's within 1. And out of the last 2 rounds, there's been this A main presence over and over. This time, nothing for NRG, and Navi are capitalizing. Straight through the wall, they don't care.
They have Artist's locked down. They have Finesse's pit. They've got Sam waiting too.
Satchel in with the Prowler through the door. They know the site's open. That lockdown might get broken by this nade.
Crashies.
It's gone.
It is, you're right. Crashies is going to get the orb right before the spike goes down, and that brings his Seekers online. Off of the paranoia, you imagine they pounce with the panel broken. That's the case. Nightfall Investor, Seekers too, and they understand there's a lot of presence towards main.
They're not checking. Sugetsu's really right around the root. They didn't check him.
And Shao's close by too. They're going to be able to stop him. They're going to be able to hold him back. That's exactly what they do. Artist has to tuck tail and has to run away.
Doesn't have the same tools, and Navi trying to really keep the pressure on them. If they take down his gun, everybody on the side is broke, other than Artist. And they do just that. Tie game, Navi.
As you just said, they're broke this time.
And I was really wondering where that flash was going to go out of the side of Sam when they broke through the panel. They popped the seat. You're right, though. Thrifty opportunity.
And the buy is dreadful. And the remaining money for NRG is not great.
This is the first time they find this instant pick and they back off, knowing that panel got broken early, so they immediately go into separate protocols.
Finesse is so far up by himself. You mentioned the separate protocol. That is a solo mission for sure.
They've got 2 players here on this B site. But again, these weapons are awful.
Nanos buy some time. The ult invested from CNED. Nothing found.
A lot of damage.
1 HP for Artist. That's insane. The spam from Sam not landing, but Victor's does.
That's even. That's a Phantom.
Can it be picked up?
Zipan's responding.
No way he gets one. That's still just numbers, not
on the flank now.
For NRG. And it's Victor by himself with the Stinger, trying to get through it. Behind the wall. It's a tap, buy some time. That's all it's going to be. Yep. Navi gets a map point.
That's important, though, because they want to get to overtime. Again, they've only had the lead in this series a single time when they were up 8-6 on Ascent. After winning that second
the money
pistol.
management masterful. They still have plenty enough to buy. An op in the hands of Victor.
That's to try to catch Victor.
Not landing. Angel's been there so many times. Chance to do it again, but Sam holding the line. CNED the first to fall. The pin invested towards C.
Yep.
And you imagine at this point, they've seen what they've seen A. They heard that ult go off.
Yep.
They should know where it is.
There's not really room to pivot back towards C, like you said. They know that in the back of their minds.
And you see the Killjoy setup from Artis, it's not in towards B main, it's through panel.
The thing is, though, out of sight, out of mind. Still a minute to work with. If they do end up pivoting all the way towards C, they have to come up with a late round plan. They do have a lockdown. They do have Angel's ult. I think they want to go for it. They have the tools to try to counter it. But still, in the forefront of their mind, they're choosing not to go for it. Choosing instead to continue this A pressure. And there's an op, and there's 3 players here. NRG, no, it's been favoring this A side.
It's been so quiet for the last few seconds.
30 seconds left.
Not a single step made, and finally the shot rattles off, finds the leader for Navi.
Look at that instant relay bolt as well from Victor. It looks like it's bound to a shoot button.
5v3, Sam gets another. Navi crumbling. Can they respond with 13 seconds left? I don't think they're going to find a space to get the spike down.
Well, lockdown will give them a lot of room, especially with the molly to cover up the waterfall push. They should get it down, but this panel push can come very fast.
That was very close. There's the nano. There's the molly. There's the kill for Victor. And even in the face of the pit, NRG do not fold.
Had to have at least one in this series. Last year, these 2 cores were definitely top 3 in their own right. What a spec! Navi already a top 4 finish at lock-in this year. NRG top 8. These are the best of the best.
And what a gift, what a treat this series has been.
In terms of legacy, this right here. They don't have many battles against each other, but we're hoping for a lot more here. This is a first opening match for the 2 teams. Wall up. Very different wall from Finesse here. Allows some approach towards this A side by walking out behind it, using this Trailblazer, the flash coming in at the same time, the stun too. They're not going to commit off of it. You can see Sam had it in his pocket to throw out that paranoia based off what the dog stuns.
He was ready to go. You're right, he had it primed.
But realistically, this wall was always placed to hit towards B.
And that's where they're headed.
And they used this alarm bot early to actually contain this space.
30 seconds left.
Just so they can come back to it later. Do they find success here? It's just an alarm bot. There are no nanos to really cover anything like that.
Xyz. No nade combo though. C-Ned was over towards C.
Victor's there to greet Angel.
He's running
13
it
seconds
blind.
left. They get the spike down, and you're right. Zipa not able to find any space either.
Oh.
Chow do something here, perhaps to get to.
Spike's not down yet.
2v3, they've got to commit to the spike. Finesse! Almost able to hold it. How did he get it down? Artis left in a lunge, and Sugetsu with 4!
Just the streak. 7 seconds. 3 players left. Spike not planning yet.
That is bomb. Maybe Lurker.
Oh my gosh!
Is that last bullet?
Traffic there.
That molly bounces on the wall, so. Okay. Good landing.
53 HP, remember, he
They're
had
committing.
armor.
They're committing here.
88. Off of the decay. What help does he have? They've spanned this angle before, and C-Ned was ahead of it.
That's a big mistake there. They didn't have the right plan there. Because Sam falls off, Victor tries to go into that space. But he doesn't have room to escape. He's not playing. Jet, Neon definitely can't dash as best as possible. And things are going to quiet down. Navi's been formidable in these situations where they get those early entries. But when there's room for individualism, out of Angel, out of C-Ned, things get definitely dicey.
1-3-1 setup here. The last couple of rounds have been so tense. So many resounding moments of silence. And off of the momentary delay, Navi turned their attention towards C. Early flash out from Crash. He's getting some info.
Dude, they farmed C-Ned's orb.
There's the ult! Nothing found from Sam as C-Ned just drops him. And it seems like they're going to be able to put it away unless Crashies can pull off heroics again.
No armbot, just in time.
4v3 and Angel's gone exploring mid.
Oh my goodness.
Crashies with a position to make a play. Had the shorty out for just a moment. Opts to go against it. And it's a 4-team.